Locate on your Inbody scan the muscle fat analysis, which is generally located towards the top of the scan. From this, we want to look at how did you really score. Well, the muscle fat analysis component of the Inbody scan is an effective and quick indicator of your current health status. It will create a generalized shape, which is a good marker to determine your overall body composition rating. The three predominant shapes that it produces is a C, I, and D. So how does this simply work? Firstly, let's look at the C shape. From the muscle fat analysis you can see here, generally has a higher body weight, lower skeletal muscle mass levels, and much higher body fat. And as such, it creates this predominant C shape, as you can see here. The characteristics of the C shape is much higher visceral fat levels, that's fat between the organs, a much higher percentage of overall body fat, a generalized larger waist to hip ratio, a large difference to arm circumference and arm muscle circumference. Now, if you measured your arm minus the body fat, you would get your arm muscle circumference. The difference between those two is very suggestive of a large amount of fat in that particular area, and a much lower in-body score. Now, an in-body score is a score that reflects the overall evaluation of your body composition. The higher the score, much better overall result. An overall obesity evaluation which scores quite poorly, and this shape creates a much higher probability of being at risk of many health-related illnesses such as hypertension, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. This is not an idealistic body shape, and that should and will require intervention. The next shape you predominantly see is the I shape. This is quite unique and has uniform measures of body weight, skeletal muscle mass, and body fat, with no one area being more predominant than the other, and as such creates an I shape. The characteristics of the I shape are generally found in untrained individuals. Generally has an average to low overall in-body score, and the I shape still is very suggestive that requires intervention to reduce body fat levels and idealistically increase muscle mass. Now, the next shape that we generally find is the D shape. Now, the D shape, generally the body weight is normal to above normal, good to above average level of skeletal muscle mass, and generally much lower body fat levels, and as such creates this predominant D shape. Now, the characteristics of the D shape is it's generally much lower visceral fat levels, much lower percentage of body fat, waist-hip ratios are generally in the normal ranges, above average to high in-body scores. The overall individual obesity evaluations are generally very good, much lower risk factor of health-related diseases when in comparison to the C and I shape. The D shape is the idealistic shape one should strive to achieve, quite often found on well-trained and active individuals. So what to do next? Well, one of the main and most effective forms of intervention to change a person's body composition is dietary management, paired with effective and efficient training, of course. One area that's often conflicting and somewhat confusing is dietary management. Once this video is finished, you simply click on the link below to find out how to achieve more of a D shape, improve your overall body composition and health status.